As night descends, our laid-back neighborhood on the lap of Sivapuri Nagarjun woods, it quakes amid flashes of bright light. No, the new government formed after the September 8-9 Genji protest has not conducted a powerful nuclear test in our very own Los Alamos to shore up national deterrence in a nuclear neighborhood. There's no denying that a reputed scientist of the Maxis fame happens to be a part of this government. But conducting such a test, if at all, will require quite a long time and enduring efforts, even for a youthful government under a septuagenarian matriarch, who, by the way, has replaced a septuagenarian patriarch. The irony of this change, if you will. This government enjoys a solid backing of the powerful Gengiers, a force that shook this fragile nation quite vigorously while launching a movement against chronic corruption, nepotism, malgovernance, and political instability. This after the erstwhile government launched a crackdown after the erstwhile government under KP Oli launched a crackdown against social media channels, showing extreme intolerance against public dissent while trying to bring them under the purview of domestic laws. So, what happened is Gengiers and other members, members of other not so relevant generations, can be pretty sure that no eccentric scientist will come out of his office, come resident quarter, come lab onto the streets one fine midnight within the next 5 months, announcing to a nation in deep sleep the acquisition of nuclear capabilities against the backdrop of a huge mushroom cloud featuring 1,000 splendid suns, at the same time chanting a few lines from the Bhagavad Gita to the effect. Those famous lines, do you remember? From none other than, who was that scientist? I forgot his name. Uh, Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Of course, occasional news reports regarding the occurrence of uranium here and there, in whatever quantity and quality, can give the people of a subdued, subjugated, and dismembered country, cheated at the hands of regime changers of every imaginable hue and shade, a flash in the pan effect. But do we, at this point in time, have the institutional capacity to handle such a fissile material and profit out of it? Politicians of questionable credentials can, of course, sell such a dream to a hungry people during electioneering, but handling such fissile materials and profiting from them is easier said than done. Even in a fool's paradise like ours, one just does not shovel such fissile materials, such radioactive materials, pack them in bags, sell them in kilos, and make billions. There are rules regarding the use of and trade in fissile materials, radioactive materials. Who knows this better than the International Atomic Energy Agency, if not our shallow politicos? Developing nuclear capabilities is no cakewalk either. I mean, in the meantime, offer you some more glimpses of Tihar celebrations that just passed us by. After India became a nuclear state in 1974 by conducting a test called, ironically, Operation Smiling Buddha in the desert of Pokhran, that is in the state of Rajasthan, and sending shockwaves throughout South Asia and beyond, particularly in the United States. Pakistan's Prime Minister at the time, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, saw this as a serious threat. PM Bhutto laid the foundation stone for Pakistan's nuclear bomb and declared, uh, he laid the foundation for Pakistan's nuclear bomb and decided to develop the country's own nuclear program, declaring, "We will eat grass, but we will build our atomic bomb." Bhutto then gathered a team of Pakistani scientists and, under the leadership of Abdul Qadir Khan, the team conducted successful nuclear tests. The team conducted successful nuclear tests in Rasko Hills in Sagai, Balochistan on May 28, 1998. The nuclear bomb, the nuclear dream, rather, is but an allegory. Frankly, no one is expecting this government, like any other, to set our Bagmati on fire, and no one is calling it to eat grass for bolstering domestic defense and security capabilities. One needs no scientist to say that the incidents of arson during the Gen Z movement have worsened air pollution in the Kathmandu Valley and beyond. As if such incidents were not enough, loud and smoky firecrackers are worsening air and sound pollution. A general observation is that the use of firecrackers went up quite significantly this festive season compared to preceding seasons. This is perhaps because of a thinner than usual security presence along our open border and beyond, thanks to the destruction of police posts and beats, police beats, in the name of a movement, exploding crackers and leaving neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood sleepless. This points out at the import of an alien culture in a country where oil feed diyas made of clay and sal leaves used to mark a peaceful arrival of Deepavali, the festival of lights of Bhaitika. Loud celebrations just days after the death of around 80 people and injuries to nearly 1,000 people. What does this point at? It shows how insensitive we have become as a nation, as a people. No sane mind expects this government formed on the basis of a diktat from the apex predator of a food chain on the brink to set the Bagmati on fire. No sane mind expects any of our green-eyed sapien to develop, at least in the near future, capabilities that will ensure this nation located in a nuclear neighborhood a fail-proof defense security cover, but is asking the government to rein in the festive blasts which have worsened air quality further in the immediate aftermath of a violent movement marked by several incidents of arson. Asking for too much is asking such a capable administration to let the citizenry, awed and shocked after the recent spate of death and destruction, to have a good night's sleep till another violent wake up. Of course, akin to asking for the moon. With this question, I wrap up this edition of Soft Talk. If you have not subscribed to this channel, I request you to subscribe to it, comment on our presentation, and press that like button. This is a late post, by the way, revolving around Tihar celebrations. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.